didn't know this country did exist, guys. I'm sorry, but I didn't really know. What's up, Sabbies? Welcome back to my channel, guys. Thank you for tuning in again. So if this is your first time watching my videos, please subscribe right now and join the family. And also look at my videos, the previous videos that I have already posted on my channel, and like and subscribe. Didn't I say subscribe? Anyway, guys, so I've promised you guys to that I'm gonna do a video based on post-elections investments, and today is the video. So is it safe or is it not safe to invest in South Africa right now post-election? It's still early to answer the question. Let me tell you why I'm saying it's still early to answer the question. Because the points that you need to consider before investing post-elections are points that are actions that haven't been taken by the president or the winning party, which is ANC, that won by 57%. If you have been following South African elections, and it's still early because it has been like 2 weeks since the election results came in, so it needs time. Let me just say that it needs time. So the first point that you need to look at before investing is how the president is going to choose his cabinet. I think he's going to choose his cabinet like later on this month, so this will show us how serious the president is to reform the country. That will give us the first step, how serious he is by the people he's going to choose in his cabinet. And the second one is, how are they going to restructure Eskom? Eskom is the biggest one of the biggest problems in South Africa that affect the GDP negatively. How is he going to restructure Eskom, and how quickly is he going to do that? So that is the second point that you need to consider. And because they haven't restructured Eskom, we were still waiting on them. We're just hoping that it will be as quick as possible, because people are suffering in South Africa right now. Imagine it's winter at this moment and load shedding every day every week. It's not good, guys. So that is the second point that you need to look at, because it does have a negative effect on the GDP. And for South Africa to attract foreign investors and local investors, they need to restructure that Eskom and make changes. So yeah, that's the second point. The third point is land expropriation without compensation. This is an issue again, and this one, it also has a negative effect on the GDP of the country. So people are thinking they're gonna go into war. That's what they're thinking. So this chases foreign investors and also local investors away, and this gives the rent, it weakens the rent. So it's not good. It's not good at all. So what we are waiting for is to see how this issue is going to be resolved, and how quickly it's going to be resolved. And that will really be good for foreign investors, and it really, and also local investors. So investors as a whole, it attract investors to South African shares, and that will raise the share price. And the fourth one is crime in South Africa. Crime in South Africa chases tourists away, guys. So the president said he's going to reduce crime, or South Africa is going to be an anti-crime country. It's going to be the safest country, whatever. But how are they going to resolve this issue as well? Because they said they're restructuring the country. We know that restructuring the whole economy is not a walk in the park, but what are they gonna do? What actions are they taking to reduce crime and also corruption? Because they said they're gonna make the South African government to be anti-corrupt. So how are they gonna do that? That is the point that you also need to look at. What actions are they taking, and how quickly are they taking these actions? Because yeah, we had promises before the elections and promises, so now we are looking for actions. what actions are you taking to what actions are you taking to resolve all these issues that you said you're gonna resolve? So yeah, and the fifth point is, what is the fifth point? Why did I forget about fifth point? Oh, why would I forget that? The fifth point is job creation. What is ANC gonna do about job creation? Because the unemployment in South Africa is really, really bad. It's standing at 27%. To think that South Africa has only had a GDP growth of 2.7% over the past 5 years. That's not good. And last year we had a recession, which the GDP was decreased by 0.7%. So we're hoping that this reformation that is gonna happen in South Africa will go well. So economists predicted that if these reformations go well, there can be two scenarios that will happen to South Africa. So the first scenario is Cinderella story. So a Cinderella story, we know that it has a happy ending. So the Cinderella story will be growth. If it does turn out good, if the reformations do turn out good, we'll be having growth in production, growth in fixed investment spending, growth in unemployment, and also growth in consumer spending, because it also has an effect in the GDP. So if the consumer spending decreases, it can shake in the the GDP. So the economy of the country will not will have a negative effect if the consumer spending does decrease as well. So a Cinderella story, it will be a good story for South Africa, and that will strengthen the rand, and that will also attract the foreign and local investors to invest in South Africa, and the SA share prices will increase and will have better returns, which is a win-win. I hope South Africa turns out that way. The second scenario is Goldilocks. So Goldilocks is an economy where South Africa will have a moderate, increasing at a moderate pace. So at this moderate pace will give us low inflation. So having a low inflation in South Africa would really, really be good. I think it will also be good for consumer spending. People are decreasing their spending due to inflation, due to high rise in prices. So that would really help if we have a low inflation. I know the price won't deflate in South Africa, but a low inflation, I think we can work with that, and that would really be good for the GDP of the country. And also the Goldilocks scenario, it will also have the growth in production, growth in fixed investments, growth in consumer spending, but at a moderate pace. We can still also live with that. GDP will be consistent if we have a Goldilocks scenario. So these two scenarios are really good, and they can really strengthen the rand, and that will really attract the foreign and local investors to invest in South Africa. And investing in South Africa, if they do invest in South Africa, the share price of South African shares will go up and we will have better returns. And I don't know if there can be another situation which might happen. I do not know. All we do right now is to just wait and see how things will turn out. So it's really good right now to look at offshore investments, because we really don't know what's going to happen in South Africa. We're just waiting for the reformations, and we're just waiting to see how it will go. So in the moment, you can look at the offshore investments. Offshore investments are investments that you invest outside of South Africa. You know, investing in the neighboring countries, or investing in maybe Ghana, maybe Nigeria, maybe. But I don't think it's a good idea to invest in Nigeria at this very moment. I came across this company called EXX Africa. So EXX Africa is a company that gives us relevant information based on political and economical issues of African countries. So they tell you which country to invest in a certain year. So in 2019 they already have a list of countries that you can invest in. So those countries are Ethiopia is expanding its exports of exporting coffee, and then Angola, it's also having a growth in oil production, so that is really good. Okay, the third one is Mauritania. I looked at it, I didn't know this country did exist, guys. I'm sorry, but I didn't really know. And yeah, it's good to do research, you find out about these kinds of things. And then the fourth one is Ghana, and I know who would really love to invest in Ghana, but I'm not gonna say names. Names are expensive. So Ghana is also an emerging market, and it's really doing good. So it'll be good to invest in Ghana as well. I'm really gonna look into those the Ghana shares. And also the fifth one is Mozambique. It's our neighboring country. I will also look into those shares as well. If I do get anything that is really valuable, I will tell you guys, or I will make a video again to tell you that these are the offshore investments that I have found. If you do need to invest, blah 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 blah, I will give you that. I'm still doing my research on that. So yeah guys, that's just about it. Those the points you need to consider when you want to invest in South Africa post elections. You do need to consider those points that are really important for you to make a decision whether you want to invest or you don't want to invest in South Africa. So that's just about it, guys. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like and comment. I love you guys. Till next time. Mwah.